But Peter put them all forth and kneeled down and prayed, and turning him to the body said, Tabitha, arise. And she opened her eyes, and when she saw Peter, she sat up. And he gave her his hand, and lifted her up. And when he called, the saints and widows presented her alive. And it was known throughout all Joppa, and many believed in the Lord. And it came to pass that he tarried many days in Joppa with one Simon, a tanner. Praise God.
Praise the Lord Jesus. Praise God. We are giving God thanks for the reading of his word.
sure if they have it anymore, but I was sat right at the front beside the driver on the left-hand side because it was like 5:30 in the morning and I was on my way to morning prayer, like I said. And I was sat there and I was troubled, and my mind, something told me to move. And I hesitated and I said, I don't want to move because it's a big bus. I want to stay close by to the driver just in case if anybody come on there that I would judge to be dodgy and try to do anything due to previous experience. And I thought about it and I hesitated and I got up and I moved. I moved and I sat 3 rows back down in the middle of the bus, and someone came. He sat right where I was sitting. 5 minutes after being sat there, something dropped from the bus in his head, split his head open. Blood was flying everywhere. And I said, I'm not happy that it happened to him, but I'm just thankful that I listened when I did. You know, that just goes to show that, you know, sometimes when God speaks to you, it's not going to come with force. It's not going to come, you know, with a loud voice. The Bible says it's still small voice. And sometimes, you know, we need to listen to that still small voice that's telling us to read, telling us to pray, telling us to fast. You know, just simple little instructions, if we just listen, can change our life. And you know, those simple instructions sometimes God is leading us, because oftentimes we pray and we say, God, please lead me. God, please make this way for me. Open this door for me. Make this go straight for me. And the small things that He tells us to do, we hesitate, we don't listen. We have this belief, we're discouraged because we don't have faith in God. But if our faith is small, as the size of a mustard seed, we can say to the mountain, move, and the mountain shall go yonder. You know, we just want to keep faith in God, keep strength, keep courage, you know, keep courage. You know, and just remember to listen. When you hear that still small voice that's telling you to do something, you know, trust and believe that it's God and do it. I'm just giving God for life, giving God thanks for life, giving God thanks for health and strength, thanking Him for His mercy. You know, truly I am grateful. I am not worthy of the mercy of God, but God has been so good to me. I've got so much testimony that God has delivered me, God has brought me out, God has provided, God has made way, God has prophesied in my life. You know, and those things has come to pass. And I just want to say thank God. I want to thank God for this lighthouse. I want to thank God for salvation. I want to thank God for my brethren. You know, I just want to thank God that I made that step when I did when I was 15 years old. And I said to my family that I'm going to walk with God. I'm going to baptize in Jesus' name. And my uncle turned and he said to me, you don't live no life yet. Why are you going to do that? And I thought to myself, a 15-year-old girl tell you that they're going to baptize and give their life to God. Why would you say that? What kind of life am I supposed to live in the world? You know, and I'm thanking God that I made that step. Because when I made that step, I had a friend in school. She was 15 years old. She sat beside me in my science lesson and she was pregnant. She wasn't able to follow through her education because she had to leave school early. You know, I just want to thank God that I made the choice to walk with God. I had another person, they came to me and they said they were in a relationship and they were being abused. They were being forced to do activities against their will with men that were older than them. I'm not thanking God for their mishap. I'm not thanking God that they were in that situation, but I'm thanking God that I made my choice to walk in Christ, my Lord. You know, I just want to encourage you that being a Christian is not anything to be discouraged about. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's something to be proud of, because it means that, you know, that your way will be clearer. Your way, your steps will be different to everybody else's. The experiences that other people have, you won't have it. You know, my current job now, I work in sexual health, and I said to one of the nurses, and I said, I didn't know all these things are happening. It's possible and it's going on. And she said, really? I said, no, I've never been to a sexual health clinic. I said, I've never had the need to be to a sexual health, had the need to go to a sexual health clinic. And she said, interesting. I said, it's not interesting at all. It's just that my life was panned out, you know, different to everybody else's. You know, the choice that I made to walk with Jesus and to make Him my Lord and Savior, you know, made things different for me. The experiences that people have, I don't have it, and I'm grateful. You know, the stuff that people go through, I like to listen and I like to hear because I can learn from it and I can share with somebody else's. My experience is different because I can share with someone else to stay strong in God. People come from the world and we have this sister, don't go in the world. It's best to stay in the church because this happened, and I've been through this and I've been through it. I don't want you to go through it. So we can share our experiences with each other to make our way easier, to make things go a little bit better for us. And especially with so much young people in this church, I just want to encourage you one more time. Keep the faith, keep strong. Even if you're weak, as our pastor say, still pray. Still try and fast. Still come to service. Even if you feel down and you feel out and you feel by yourself, you feel like an outcast, still come. Still pray. Still worship. And I remember there was one point in my life, I was 18 years old and I was so sad because I had so much things going on and I felt like I was praying and I was fasting and I was doing everything that I was supposed to do and things still wasn't working out for me. And I felt so discouraged in my heart. And I went to my room and I knelt down by my bed and I prayed. And I prayed like I've never prayed before. And when I got up, that burden left me. I felt such a peace. I felt such a joy. You know, when you go to God in sincerity, it makes a difference. You know, when you go to God and your heart is humble and it's the prayer is from your heart and you mean it, He will hear and He will answer you. You know, another time I was in a class, I think it was design and technology. And I was sat there, and all my friends, I thought my friends at the time were talking about going to the cinema, going to the parties, doing this, doing that. And it sounded interesting, it sounded fun, but I had nothing to add to the conversation because I didn't have the same experience. And again, my heart felt discouraged. You know, the word that dropped in my heart that says, greater is He that is in you than he that is in the world. And again, my heart was encouraged. And I just want to say that when you're amongst the unsaved and your friends and they're doing things that you feel like you want to take part in it, you feel like you're missing out, you feel like you're an outcast, you feel like, oh, they're looking down on you, don't be discouraged. Be encouraged in God. Be encouraged in your faith. Keep strong and God will bring you out in Jesus' name.
Amen. 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 Praise God. What an encouraging word from Sister Zachariah. Very good encouraging word. We give God thanks for it.
day is done. I'm giving God thanks for His mercy towards me.
Thank you, God.
You know, those of you who know that I applied for a job and I got through. When you hear the testimony goes on in this church, take something out of it.
Amen.
I remember when Sister Jennifer was testifying and she said, Mom, tell her to leave from over that side before the Thames take back its course.
Yes.
And she said, somebody take courage, no man.
Yes.
Believe God, I sat in my seat. At the time I had an interview to go and do. And I sat in my seat and I said, God, this job is mine. Amen. In Jesus' name. Amen. That was the Sunday, and the Monday I was at home. I was cutting the garden and I sat on my steps. And while I was sitting there, I heard, demonstrate for yourself how to tie your shoes lace. I said, how to tie your shoes lace. Brethren, believe it or not, the Tuesday was the interview. When I went to the interview, one of the tasks that they have was to demonstrate how to tie your shoes lace.
God is real.
Who could it be?
God is real. Praise God.
God is real enough. I remember after the interview was finished, it was 3 of us that they kept back in the room because part of the paper wasn't finished. Because they didn't put it on our paper. After we finished and me and the girls them start walking out, at the train station I held their hands and I said, on Tuesday, we're coming back in Jesus' name. I said, say amen. So I said to them, say amen to me. And they did. We said, on Tuesday, we're coming back.
Amen.
One of them keep doubting. She never come back because she had doubt. 2 of us came back. God is good. I'm telling you, God is good. Anyway, when I got on the course and I started the course, I remember I came to fast and I said to them, when sometime I read, I don't retain things. I say, pray that God open up my understanding and I will gravitate to whatever
Praise God.
they teach me. And the first homework I got, I didn't have a clue. I sat in my room and something said to me, open the book and look at the back. And when I opened it, I said, Jesus Christ. Everything that I saw was what I was instructed to do.
Praise God.
God is good.
Yes, He is.
I came back because I believe in prayer. Amen. And I believe anything that you come and ask in this church, it will work out.
Yes.
I didn't have a test to do and I asked the brethren to pray. I said, pray that we pass.
Amen.
Because remember my brain now all things. I said, pray that I pass.
Amen.
I went to do the test on the 4th of April. Yesterday I was at home. I saw the letter. Before I went to do the test, I prayed. I threw the olive oil in my head in the morning. I forget that the olive oil was in me and I started scratching on the paper. Me end up touching it, the grease up. He said, I'm going to pass in Jesus' name.
Yes.
Because the olive oil in the paper.
Amen.
Not showing now.
God is real.
Yes. Before I went into the room, me and the 12 girls, I hold the hand again. And I said, let's pray. I said, 12 of us fasting.
In Jesus'
And I started, I said, you believe? They say yes. I started to pray. I said, God, I said, instruct us what to do.
Amen.
I said, I sympathize the test. That's we find it easy.
Amen.
Brethren, I went and I did the test. The test was 120 questions. 2.5 hours. I said, God, I don't want to pass with flying, what do you call it? Flying colors. If I even the exact pass. We pass! The children said to me, Nanny, why are you crying? I said, happy tears.
Praise God. With everyone tonight in Jesus' name. You know, saying that there's so much to give Him thanks for. As the song was saying, the blood will carry me over. And you know, listen to Sister Carrie's testimony. I'm really thanking God that she don't have our testimony. Amen. And I'm really praying that those who can stay in church, just stay in church. Because you don't want our testimony. They may sound like we've got some adventures, we've got some great experiences. But speaking about them is with sorrow. There's no joy speaking about our past. Some of them you're ashamed of. I may not have done what somebody else talked about. What I have done, I'm ashamed of it. So I'm really thanking God that even Zachariah and thanking a clean testimony and encourage others to stay with the Almighty God.
I've been with this
make it out of school still serving you? Can I make it into college and come out still serving you? And I'm just giving God thanks. Even though there was a lot of chaos around me, even with my friends, many, pregnant, whatever happened, but God has been good. Yes. I can truly testify that God has been a keeper. And I'm thanking Him for keeping me through the year, because I'm telling you, I went through such a rough patch the other day. And I thought, I would have fallen, I thought I would have slipped, I thought, sometimes people go through things, and it's until you go through something, you say, oh my God, maybe that's why they ended up like that. But I'm saying, it's good to have God, it's good to trust Him. And I brought the petition to a fasting service, because, it's something I couldn't deal with on my own. And I got help. And I'm just thanking God that He made a way and He opened the door. And I'm just saying to someone, no matter what it is that you're praying for, even when it seems like it's taking long, still pray. Even when it seems like the door is still shut before you, still pray. Even when you feel like you're handling it on your own, if you can't do it on your own, bring it to church. Get someone to help you. Don't do it on your own. In Jesus' name.
I remember I take 3 exams. One of the paper is 8 paper, 8 units in one exam. And I remember the first 2 exams that I take, everybody went inside the room and passed. I was the only one that didn't pass. But the teacher said that if you don't pass, you can retake it again. Everybody in here passed, and I am the done spot. But I said, in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, I went inside the toilet and I said, God, I'm going back in there.
In Jesus' name.
Yeah, I said, I'm going back in there, Lord. And I was saying the same thing like Sister V. I said, God, it's out of 100. Yeah, and I said, God, if you give me 51%, I would be glad. That is a pass mark.
Praise God.
And I went back in, and it was 2 one time. And he said, you sure you want to go in there? I said, in the name of Jesus. The whole of the room will start laughing. I said, you don't know who God is.
Amen.
And Bridget, one of the paper I get 80%.
Praise God.
One of the paper I get 80%.
Praise God.
And the other paper I get 67%.
Praise God. That is real.
Yeah? And the other paper I get every unit.
Praise
All
God.
8. So I'm saying that God is good, sis.
Yes, He is.
Because God is done it for me.
allowed me to see yet another day. Because of His grace and His mercy towards me. I give Him thanks. When I came in, I heard the last couple of minutes of Sister Carrie Ann's exaltation. It's good. It's good. You see, I could stand here and I said, my mom's an evangelist in the church. My father was a minister before he passed away, and my mom always wants to take us to church and church. And I used to question my mom, why do I have to go church? I want to do this, but we have to go to church. You want to do this, but you have to come to the church. So, but through the long run, I understand and give God thanks for my mom teaching me the way of God. Because you get to a point in your life where you have to make decisions. And as we know, life is about choice. Because of what I've learned out there's certain things that I wouldn't do, but there's certain things I did. You know, and because of that, it makes me who I am today. And basically all I have to say is, as He's been telling us to, trust in God. It is a beautiful thing. It is very important, as okay, I'm older now, but as they're saying the younger ones too. All I say to you is, never forget your God. Know your God. Amen. Know who you believe in. Amen. Know your Bible. Amen. Because you have to remember that even though our parents protect us to a certain point in our lives, you still have to go out there and face the music yourself. Amen. But by knowing the Word and knowing your God, Amen, knowing the truth, you will succeed. Amen. So, but the most important thing is know who you are. People can't take you away and abuse you and do what they want to do with you if you know who you are. It's very important. But going on to the trust, in Luke 1 we had an important man called Zachariah. And it says that Zachariah and his wife Elizabeth was righteous before God. So meaning they faced all sorts of obstacles, but they dedicated themselves to God. But one problem that they had, they could not have a child. So this grieved the man, and it also grieved the woman even more. Because for a woman to grow up, as you know, they grow up, they want to get married and they want to have children. So she went through the process of dedicating herself, getting married, and could not have a child. But through all of that, it was difficult for her mentally, emotionally. It was difficult for her. It was also difficult for her husband, but they carry on praying and trusting God. Amen. So because of God saw this righteousness, God sent His angel to Zachariah. And God said to Zachariah, because of your righteousness, because of your faithfulness, I will give you a child. Now Zachariah got this information and he thought about it and he looked on the angel and says, I am an old man. How can this be? This can't be possible. My wife has passed the stage where she can have a child. Now the angel stood before him and says, listen, I stand in the presence of God. It is He who sent me to you because of your righteousness. But because of his righteousness, because of his beliefs and everything, it was still difficult for him to believe that he could have a child. And I'll explain to you why it was difficult for him to believe this. Now, his wife was 88 years old. And an angel coming to him and telling him that she will bear a child, it is difficult for him to accept. saying is, keep your faith with God.
Amen.
Don't move away from your belief.
Amen.
Trust Him at all times.
Amen.
Now, through Zachariah, one of the greatest men on this planet, and his name was John the Baptist. That's who his father is, Zachariah. His mother was Elizabeth. John the Baptist. But because of his belief, because of his trust, because of his dedication, no matter what came his way, he held on to it. So all I'm saying to you, as the sister said before, hold on to your belief. Don't let go, no matter what may come your way. This is a part of life. You must go through ups and downs. You must go to places where your mind takes you. And you have to face it. You have to face these things. But hold on to your belief and never let go in Jesus' name.
Praise the Lord Jesus. Praise the Lord Jesus. Praise God. If you can go thank for the people and those encouraging words.
Praise the Lord Jesus. Praise the Lord Jesus. Praise the Lord Jesus. Bless the Lord, bless the Lord, bless the Lord. Praise the Lord Jesus. Praise God, we give you praise, we give you praise. Thank you, Jesus. Bless the Lord, bless the Lord, bless the Lord, bless the Lord. Bless the name of Jesus. Praise God, praise God. Thank God. Praise God, bless the name of Jesus. I give honor, glory and majesty to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Praise God, I greet my beloved mother and pastor. I greet all the evangelist minister. I stand, I greet you all in Jesus' name. Praise God, I'm giving God thanks one more time. Giving him thanks that I'm alive and well. If it had not been for the Lord on my side, then I don't know where I would be tonight. But I'm thanking him for his mercy. I'm thanking him for his grace. I'm thanking him for saving one like me. He didn't have to do it, but I'm so glad he did. He didn't have to give up his life, but I'm thanking him. So unworthy, so undone. My righteousness is like filthy rag to Jesus Christ. But I'm thanking him one day. One blessed day, when I wasn't thinking of him, he thought of me. So I love the song that says, when he was on the cross, I was on his mind. So the look of love was on his face, even though the thorn was on his head. I'm thanking him. I'm thanking him that the blood that was shed was not in vain. Thanking him that one day that I heed the call. I wasn't going to walk in the earth. I wasn't alive when Jesus Christ walked this earth. And when he suffered, bled, and died. But he looked ahead in time. And he saw that one like me that was coming so far off needed help. He saw one like me would need saving. He saw that one like me would need delivering. And I'm thanking him. There is so much to thank him for. The fact that we have the breath of life, it is truly a blessing. Praise the Lord Jesus. Many went to bed last night and they didn't wake this morning. Many went to bed last night and if they wake this morning, they're in a vegetative state. They can't move their hands. They can't move their feet. They can't move their body. They just have to lie there and look. They have to, if somebody don't come and feed them, they don't get no food. Some can't even have solid food. They have to have a chew. I'm giving him thanks. They have to have a chew that they have to feed liquid. Somebody don't wash them, they don't get washed. It sounds simple. It sounds so very simple. But if it wasn't for the mercies of God, then we would have been consumed. If it wasn't for the mercies of God, then we would be in a wheelchair. If it wasn't for the mercies of God, we'll be in a hospital bed. If it wasn't for the mercies of God, we would be in that position. But tonight all I can say is thank you, Jesus.
kept me. So I wouldn't let go. I love to give God thanks. I love to give God thanks. I realize that nothing I do, nothing that I would ever hope to be, if it wasn't for His mercy, if it wasn't for His love, then I wouldn't be here tonight. But I give Him thanks. I thank Him that He's not out, but He is the healer. Thank Him that He is the greatest physician. Thank Him that He is the greatest deliverer. Thank God that He is the divine comforter. Thank God that He is the all in all. Why you love me, I don't know why. I don't know why Jesus loved me. I don't know why He cares. I don't know why He sacrificed His life. But I'm so glad He did. I am so glad that He looked beyond my faults and He saw my needs. I'm so glad that He looked ahead. The writer said He looked ahead in time. Yet when He was on the cross, when they nailed Him to the cross, you've got to remember, even though He was God, even though He is God, and He was God in the flesh, but it was still flesh. And the flesh could still feel the pain. So every time they lift the hammer and they came down on that nail, and the nail was going through His hand, the flesh felt the pain. But yet still He was feeling the pain. He said, my children needs a way of escape. We've tried many things before. We've tried the sacrifices. The sacrifice of the heifers. We've done the sacrifice of the bullocks. We've done the sacrifice of the turtle dove. But yet still, they needed the perfect sacrifice. And the only way you could have the perfect sacrifice is that the divinity had to put on humanity so that He could shed blood. What a God. So I count it a privilege. And I count it an honor. And I count it a blessing that the King of Kings, the great El Shaddai, the great God of glory, the same God that created the heaven and the earth, the same God that shut the mouth of lions, the same God that led the children of Israel by a pillar of fire by night and a cloud by day, the same God that opened the Red Sea and let the children walk through on dry land, the same God that spoke the word and it came to pass. When He says, let there be, and there was. able to keep us from falling, to present us faultless. We were wretched. We had nothing good to offer him. Even though he tried to make us, even though he made us good, we corrupted ourselves because of our own lust. And instead of turning his back on us, he said, come unto me, all that is laden and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Even though we spat upon him, even though we gave him gall and vinegar to drink, but yet still he died to prove his love. And as we've heard tonight, we thank him for what he has done. We thank him for what he's doing. And we just want to, as we've heard the word, that God still keeps. God still saves. God still satisfies. God is a young man's keeper. I can talk because I've had the experience. He saves. He satisfies. He heals. He delivers. He's our everything. And we just want to give him glory, honor, majesty, and power that belongs unto him. As I said, I love to give him thanks because I know where I'm coming from. I know how many times I've gone against his will, but yet still he didn't spew me out. I know how many times I've disobeyed his commandments, but yet still he still loved. I know how many times I've gone against what he has said to do, but instead of destroying, he still opened the door. He still made a way where I can come and make my wrongs right and my crooked path straight. And I'm giving him thanks tonight. Giving him thanks tonight. Giving him all the praise. Giving him all the glory. It's like the prodigal son that the father was still waiting. Even though he did what he had to do. Even though he disobeyed his father. Even though he went away thinking he was doing right. Because sometimes in our mind we think we're doing the right thing. Not asking God, not looking to God, but we think we're doing the right thing. And we go against the will and the commandments of God. But yet still God is still standing with arms wide open. Yet still he's standing saying, come unto me. Yet still he's standing ready, waiting, ready to receive you back unto himself. Just like a lost sheep. That he still search. Still search. The 99. He left the 99 and went away looking for that one that was lost. Tonight, you could be that one. God is still here. Praise the Lord Jesus. Praise the Lord Jesus. You could be that one that's on the mountain, but God is still here. You could be that one that lost, gone away, but God is still waiting. God is still able. God is still waiting, ready with arms wide open to receive you back unto himself. And as we've heard before, keep on trusting and believing. For God is, I've always loved the song that says, God is bigger than this. And he's an awesome God. And I thank him for his faithfulness towards us. It says, great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto us. And God is still able. And sometimes we do get weary. Sometimes we do fall down. but God is still on the throne. And sometimes our situation may seem bigger. It may seem like a mountain, but God is bigger. God is the one that created the mountain. That is what I've always tried to look at. The problem may be big. Sometimes it seems like you cannot see around it, but I always remember that God, the God that is on the mountain, is still the same God in the valley. My God is bigger than this. Hold strong, my brethren. Hold to the faith. Never let go. For the God in whom we serve is an awesome God. And as we sung the song earlier, that His blood will carry us over. His blood will carry us over. His blood will carry us through. So you hold strong and never let go. For God is still able. God bless you in Jesus' name.
Praise the Lord, church. Praise the Lord. Praise God. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord. For He is good. For He is good. Amen. For His mercy endureth forever. You have heard the word of God. Praise God. When everything around you failed, Jesus never failed. And tonight, if there is one here and you need prayer, come. Praise God. Praise God. Come to Jesus while we hear His voice. Harden not your heart. Praise God. Jesus is here right now. Reach out and touch Him. Jesus is here.